Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by Bet365. Bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets when you use the promo code Leading Off. It's me, Joey P. That, of course, is the Welsh. And it's you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks. And Welsh, who says you can't come home again? Because look who's here. Carlos is back. Carlos, we missed you. We saw all your comments on the YouTube show yesterday. I know life is busy, but we just wanted to make sure that you were comfortable hanging out with us again, and you are, and you took it all in stride. We're not gonna show any graphics today. We're just gonna say welcome home, Carlos, because this is where you belong. Welsh, speaking of where you belong here next to me, my friend. And it looks like there's a guy who isn't going to belong in Major League Baseball anymore because things did not go so well on the betting front for one San Diego Padre.
Whoops. Tucupita Marcano, whom was a prospect that I remember not like discovering, but he was never talked about. And he was this guy with the Padres in complex ball. I don't know what year it was, many moons ago. I remember seeing him, and he kind of popped onto the scene. This really skinny kid, made some good contact. Then he started becoming a little bit more of a guy, traded to the Pirates, made it to the major leagues. I thought we were done with Tucupita Marcano, but I bet wrong, Mr. Joe Pizzapia. I bet wrong because Tucupita Marcano banned for life, not just for betting on baseball. I don't want to ruin the surprise if everyone hasn't heard it, but incredibly bad at betting at baseball, almost to the term fade god like. Because Joe, did you see the number of his winning percentage?
I did. In fact, Jeff Passan actually tweeted this right here. So Tucupita Marcano banned for life for gambling. According to MLB, Marcano won only 4.3% of his 231 MLB related bets that he placed. If only he was using betting pros instead, he would have been betting smarter, not harder. He would have synced his sports books for free, and he would have been able to use all the amazing tools like the prop bet cheat sheet, the prop bet analyzer, all of the ways to find the best lines for the best wagers that you can make. Tucupita missed the boat, and now look at him. He's banned for life. Don't be like Mr. Marcano. Instead, download the Betting Pros app today, and again, start betting smarter, not harder. Welsh, shout out to Ethan for making a fantastic graphic on the fly for us for that. But it's crazy times, man. Crazy times.
I will tell you, that is 100% parlays. Like, he was parlay. Not to be, gross about all it, but like, he was parlaying that. It's almost impossible to be that bad. I mean, I've had a week.
Razor's almost that bad. He's like, not me. I'm on a hot streak, man. Every day on the BP app, I got the fire symbols. I'm loving life right now.
I believe they said he bet around $150,000 and he had a 4% winning percentage, which is absurd. I guess we all probably didn't realize like how stupid a lot of these guys can be to bet on your own sport, the sport you're in. It's just not going to fly. Let's just say a hypothetical, that I've talked to some players before, and I've talked to some players that like to bet, not even a sniff of conversation, especially a specific player I'm thinking about of baseball, doesn't even think about it, loves to bet the other sports. It's wildly stupid. And we just saw Sal Frank with the Diamondbacks is receiving a year ban for betting on baseball in low A. But there is kind of outside of the whole Ohtani thing, there's a little bit of a trend. It's these guys in the minor leagues, maybe that are trying to hit a next big amount of money. There's always been the conversation of these minor leagues that are struggling with money and not proper pay and stuff, boredom, who knows what it is. It's wild. This was not what I was expecting to wake up to for this week, with seeing lifetime bans, nor a 4.3% winning percentage. Thank you, baseball.
Hey,
look,
baseball and betting, very complicated thing. Speaking of which, make sure you place your bets over at Bet365. Bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets when you use the promo code Leading Off. It's our sponsor of the show. But yeah, look, if you're playing Major League Baseball, they tell you, hey, idiot, don't bet on baseball. You could do the other stuff and don't do it in the club. It's just not hard. It's just not hard at the end of the day.
Hard.
And don't do it.
If he's smart, which he's not.
I think that's
Which
already-
he's not. If he's smart, he'd actually start up a thing right now. He'd have like a VIP club, and he could become he should lean into this. That's just a little bit of advice.
I'm the worst better in the world.
Well, yeah, this is advice to a guy that has obviously taken all the worst advice and made all the worst decisions in his life, ruining a professional career and stuff. Just lean into this now, because this is who you are. His legacy is 4.3. That would maybe be the brand, something like that. 4.3 Marcano. Actually, that sounds pretty sweet.
It sounds like an alcohol thing. It sounds like something like,
it does.
How much alcohol is in this Marcano? 4.3. I'm trying to look at what the minimum salary in 2024 is going to be for Major League Baseball.
I think it's $750,000.
$740,000.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, you're going to pay me $740,000 not to play. I'm good. I won't log my bets anymore. You're going to pay me $740,000 a year. And again, it's not like you do your whole life. You could go after Major League Baseball. He's done in a couple.
I wonder if he was betting on himself. He was like parlaying himself. He's like same game parlaying. Like I'm going to get a hit and an RBI.
Leslie Snipes. Like what's happening here? By the way, Jerry with an update here on the Garrett Cole stuff. Tickets for Somerset tonight went up to $85. It's from the 80 yesterday. So
Garrett Cole pitching tonight. You're not going to go?
What? So it's like what? $1.50 a pitch. I'll see.
Well, I mean, you get Spencer Jones. Go sit
$1.50 a pitch. It's about $1.50.
Go get a grass seat.
No, I got other things. I got to pick out some more tile stuff for the bathroom project tonight at Home Depot. I got a big night ahead of me, Welsh.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about some more baseball that isn't related to money, but this guy's been money. Tarik Skubal, 1 run, 6 innings. I bet on the Tigres on the money line yesterday, and they won. His ERA is now unbelievably under to 1.97. 27-year-old lefty has been great. Next, he gets the Brewers this weekend. Zach Wheeler on the other side in the National League. Again, these are the two front runners for the Cy Youngs in each league. His ERA now down to 2.23, 0.97, 91 strikeouts for Wheeler, just 26 walks over 80 innings, 13 starts, 7 innings yesterday in the win over the Brewers. Again, I bucked the trend. The Brewers were red hot. And I said yesterday on the show, momentum's only as good as the next day's starting pitcher. And that starting pitcher was Zach Wheeler. And wouldn't you know it, the Phillies get a victory there. What'd you make of the two leading Cy Youngs in their starts yesterday? It was kind of fun that they were both going on the same day. I hope this kind of tracks for a little while because it's kind of fun to have those two guys going on the same day pitching.
I still feel like these races are wide open. I think Skubal and Wheeler are at the tippy top, of course, of just their respective positions and their fantasy positions. Wheeler and Skubal probably arguably top 4. If you, I know you might want to throw like another guy or two, but I still think if talking about betting, I just do not think this is locked down in any spot. I don't know if Wheeler is going to continuously be consistent. Skubal with the strikeouts can get low. We're going to see today Shoto Imanaga is going to be back. How is he going to bounce back from that really bad start? It's great to see. These are the guys that are winning your league right now, but I'm still not sold that they are the be-all, end-all for the rest of this season. I really think this race is still wide open. But Uncle Ted, it's not Matt Waldron at 30+ for Cy Young. That is
it's not Matt Waldron. Although, Matt Waldron's got a clear path to rotation for a while with everybody else hurt on that.
They're all hurt.
God. Darvish, Musgrove. Hey, look, here's Carlos here. Thanks to everyone. Best regards to all the Fantasy Pros MLB Pro subscribers. Look at him. He's a pro subscriber. We got to get Carlos a hat or something. I think Carlos has been a really good sport.
Just get him a Brandon Pfaadt thing.
I got Carlos. Hit me up on the socials or on Discord if you're on a Discord. We'll work something out for you. You're a pro subscriber. You're a good sport. You're here in the chat again today.
We need to make the Welshism hat. And then,
do we have a Welshism shirt yet?
We don't have any of those. We've had none of them.
What are we doing here? What?
I know.
Where's Mayor? I got to get him on the phone. Kevin Gausman. Let's get him on the phone. 6 runs, 6 1/3. I saw somebody on Twitter last night just like, I'm dropping his ass. Like, they just obviously had it with Gausman. You could feel the rage of, like, he has a bad start. People sit him. Then he has a good start. People play him. And then this happens. But let's be honest. This was the guy that I circled at the end of spring training. I said, I am worried about Kevin Gausman. He was my early dark horse guy for Cy Young. I didn't make investments, but I talked about it. And the minute the injury happened, I said, I'm out. I'm not drafting him. I'm not doing anything. I'm concerned. His ERA is at 4.6 now. Welsh, what is your panic level on Kevin Gausman?
It's pretty big. This was the one I mentioned this some time ago. I talked with about we were doing the Shota thing because when I was asking like, hey, is there another guy that's kind of exemplified like what Shota is, which is a primary fastball and split finger guy, and he pointed to Gausman. Though I'd push back a little bit because Gausman is kind of a 3-pitch guy because he also throws that slider where we really don't see that with Shota. This year, the fastball has ticked down. It's almost a full mile per hour down. It's absolutely getting destroyed. The whiff rate's still there, but the batting average against is over 330. Expected is even worse. An 200 plus slug difference from last year to this year on it. But part of that also might be the split finger, I don't think is as great. It's also down a mile per hour. The whiff rate is down 13 points. It was 43 whiff percentage last year, 30% this year. And the slider isn't as good. I mean, none of those pitches are good. He's getting a high chase rate. Guys are still chasing because of split finger. He's not walking, which is actually a nice positive sign, but people are barreling the crap out of him. They're still hitting him hard. His expected ERA is in the 5s. And I don't think there's a lot for him to go to get right. So yeah, I'm kind of done. I don't think he's a drop by any means, but this is not a buy for me. This is not a buy.
He wasn't healthy coming out of the spring. I have learned something from our very, very intellectually superior friend, Scott Bogman, which was, why are we drafting hurt guys? It's, it sounds like such a simple thing, but, I started really listening to that. And it's hard because the fantasy mind works overtime sometimes where you start to think to yourself, ooh, well, this guy's not 100%, but he's working his way back. So everything seems like it's going to be fine. So I'm going to get a discount. I'm going to be smarter than everybody in the room. You know what? More often than not, they just carry these injuries into the season and you're just miserable no matter what.
Would you rather have rest of season, Kevin Gausman or Garrett Cole today?
Well, Kevin Gausman is pitching at the major leagues right now, and the other one isn't. Can I answer that question tomorrow?
No, today, right now. Right now.
Elbow
are you still trade Garrett Cole?
This is the elbow hanging. Let's like that robot kind of.
I'm gonna go. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go so hard on my updated redraft ranks on FantasyPros with Garrett Cole. It's gonna piss you off.
I'm gonna rank him so hard,
just to make you mad. Just to make you mad.
Good, do it.
Yeah. Where would you rank him?
Razor's mad at the chat. He's like, I'm a Hall of Fame subscriber. Where's my hoodie? Razor, it's a good question.
I don't have a hoodie.
You know what we should get? This is the perfect thing for a baseball show. Souvenir cups of Joe and the Welsh of our faces.
Like leading the plastic ones?
Like the plastic souvenir cups, our faces on it. They'll fade after you clean them like 3 or 4 times. That to me is the quintessential leading off prop.
Now we could have like a standard one where maybe it's like us in a box and we're just on everyone's mug. And then we could have like the wrestling versions, Welsh Cheesemo and Joey Cannoli.
Like that's going to outsell.
We
need a poll in the chat. I don't know.
As long as we get the proceeds, as long as the money
working
comes
today.
out.
Mayor, if you're in the chat here, I want that poll. Do you want the plastic souvenir cup with just the regular leading off logo or the luchador?
I think it should be a sippy cup. I think a sippy cup would be really good for
that
our
would be
show.
appropriate.
Yeah.
Mark Vientos. Look at this. Told you, pick him. He's going to be on the waiver wire this week. He is still rostered, I think, in like 30-something% of leagues. It's kind of crazy. But he has a chip on his shoulder. He had a good spring. He was pissed off when he got sent down. He was pissed off when JD Martinez got brought in. Brett Beatty stunk. He comes up. He's at 327, 17 for 52, 4 homers his last 15 games. He's not going to hit 366 BABIP. Like, that's not going to stay. But Vientos has been excellent. I know somebody I saw in the chat earlier, I can't remember, I'm sorry who it was, but who was saying, hey, I picked him up and he hit a home run yesterday. Yeah, like, why this guy's still out there? He qualifies at first and third in some leagues already. Like, this guy should not be floating around waiver wires anymore. I even picked him up in our FantasyPros league that Welsh isn't allowed to play in.
Nope, not allowed. Wasn't invited. Yeah, I'm looking too at the profile, which is really interesting. Hard hit rate, great barrel. Those are things, of course, I'm going to look at. Dramatically cut down his strikeouts and is walking more. The strikeouts are key because you're just putting yourself in a better position, but also he's seeing less fastballs. And I looked, the primary pitch he's seeing this year right now is sliders. But even though he's not hitting great against breaking pitches, he has an expected batting average of 266, lowered his whiff rate against fastballs. He's hitting 400 against fastballs, and sinkers and cutters he's absolutely destroying right now. So he's altered his game to hit the ball hard and not strike out as much. He's not going to be this good, but he's putting himself in a position where he might maintain as a 280 hitter. And if he's a sub 22, 23 strikeout guy, you know what? He might be 20 plus homers rest of season for Vientos. I hate to get all positive.
No, but like if a full season of Vientos looks like 265 and 25 to 30 homers, that's a good player. That's a player you want on your team right there. Grayson Rodriguez looking like that too. Finally, 2 runs, 1 earned, 6 2/3 in a win yesterday over the Blue Jays. So hopefully he's back on track. Here's some fun stuff. The Diamondbacks have Corbin Carroll hitting 8th as of last night against lefties. So Welsh, I hope that you didn't lose your lunch last night after you saw that lineup. Noelvi Marte, by the way, 59 games into the 80-game suspension. So he's going to start minor league games on June 11th, everybody. He could be floating around your waiver wire. Now's the time to add him. Connor Norby also started at second base yesterday, but hitless, 2 strikeouts for Norby. I don't know if
hit 9 too. I mean, I guess I talked about it in ITL. Norby's a guy that like not picking up in 10 team, probably not shallow 12. Deeper teams I'd start to take a look at, but I mean, they're already kind of telling us a story. Like putting him at 9 isn't great. There are some strikeout issues with him, but you know, he's gonna be able to play around the field. I think he could stick around unless he pulls a Jackson Holiday and goes 0 for everything. But yeah, he's probably not a big major pickup right now.
Boy, those Oreo guys, they do not like leaving Norfolk. They hate it. They just can we just move the Baltimore Orioles to Norfolk? Maybe that would be great for these kids. I don't know, man. Somebody in the chat had a great idea about a hologram cup. I have one of the best hologram cup. You know, like you turn the cup and like I have one of Jim Tomey where he's like swinging the bat that I got.
Oh yeah. Where it's like
and like the old baseball cards. Remember the hologram baseball cards?
You should be like old. You should be normal Joe, and then when you turn it, it goes into like what?
Old man Joe. It should be like this. It slowly morphs into me putting the glasses on. That would be some high-tech stuff right there. But maybe we should do that. We should start maybe on Thursdays, lighter day. We start doing the souvenir cup collection. I've got a whole souvenir cup collection. Some of them are hilarious.
What do you?
I wish it was a hologram one.
Show and tell.
I wish it was one hologram one of Bobby Bonilla from the Mets stealing money. Like he goes into the dugout and he comes out with a bag of money. That would be hilarious, like hologram of him just kind of walking in and out of Shea Stadium back in the 90s. That would be
something
fantastic. All right, 3 up and 3 down. Spencer Steer, 3 for 5. Run scored, 2 ribbies. Nolan Gorman, who's been red hot, sell now. Sell now. 2 solo. I don't care.
Wait. So you're a full sell on Nolan Gorman right now?
So, because you know what it is. You know he's not going to get on base. You know he's going to have a run where he hits some dingers, and everyone's going to get all excited again, and he's going to hit a $180 for another month with 4,000 strikeouts. That's just who he is. That's it. It's always been who he is. This isn't a new profile. Austin Hayes, 2 for 4, also 2 homers yesterday.
My problem, almost 36% K percentage, and in this like really positive breakout, he's still striking out a ton. So I don't know like how much like the other underlying stuff of what you would look for. It's still like he's barreling a whole lot, but he's not hitting the ball a whole bunch. The strikeouts are immensely crazy. And I think he still has that hole in his game. He's just on a nice run. You know what? I'm actually with you on that. Like Nolan Gorman has been good. I pushed back on this instant reaction, but I think I'm with you. Like if you could do it, but what does that look like? What the hell does Nolan Gorman
look like? Now, look, Edward Julian got sent down at second base. Zack Geloff hasn't hit, although I think he's a buy. Just wrote that up at fantasypros.com. I got my reasons. But look, second base is kind of a landmine right now. Uncle Ted, by the way, Davison De Los Santos is crushing. He is. I picked him up, Welsh, after your prospect thing because I'm in that rebuild mode in my dynasty league. So I'm trying to like.
This is the one where you did the Imanaga trade.
This is the one where I was on the 2-year plan anyway because I had been in the finals like 2 of the last 3 seasons and I had one of those like Uber pitching staffs a couple of years ago that was Scherzer, DeGrom, and Garrett Cole. Just balls to the wall. And it was like, okay, we're going to go one more ride last year. And guess what? It was not a good ride. Things went poorly. Womp last year. So selling off all the pieces last year. And I figured, okay, it'll take me 2 years to get back into it. And so
De Los Santos, I mean, he's doing it again. By the way, 2 years ago, he was top like 5 in all of minor leagues in hits, and he's doing it again. Hits are way up. I think he's still near the top or at the tippy top of homers. Guy's 21 years old. He is a absolute freak and a monster and is up in AAA. We'll probably see him at some point this year, and he's made some really good strides. So yeah, maybe a stashy type of guy, but dynasty, he's a better pickup.
What's a better hologram? Me turning into Old Man Joe or me turning into Welsh's hand for Puppet Joe?
Oh no, that should be me. It should be like I'm here, and then I turn into Puppet Joe with my hand, something like that. Yeah, there's a bunch of ideas. Who makes these? Who makes hologram? Like, oh, I'm gonna make.
I don't know.
Like, who does that?
I don't
You
know.
could do mugs pretty easy. I don't know how advanced
Holograms are complicated. How a hologram even works is just
that's the
beyond
2025 plan. Is we have
Holograms?
to get people. No, well, yeah, maybe we have to get everybody loving the show even more and more, and then we move from Fantasy Pros merch to just shamelessly putting our face, you and I, on everything. Have Joe pillows, old man Joe pillows. You know, Welsh.
I don't know if I want to go in the pillow business. That doesn't seem like it works out for people.
Little my pillow, little Joe pillows.
This is your pillow.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the weirdest thing
Make it
about
political.
that. It's not, you know, maybe call it your pillow. You know, not my pillow. It's like, hey, you want to sleep on my pillow? No, I don't. That's weird. I want to sleep on my pillow, not your pillow. Call it your pillow. Anyway, Jay Grizz wants to know, is Schwellenbach a start tomorrow, in your opinion?
Who are they
back
playing?
to the Schwellenbach?
Who I don't even.
I don't know who they're playing.
There's too many things going on. I don't know who they're playing. Maybe it might be. There might be a Schwellenbach play if as long as they're not playing a good team.
Well, the Braves are playing the Red Sox.
I might. There's a lot of potential strikeouts. Boy, you know what? I might play the Schwellenbach strikeouts. I bet you they'll be 4.5 for tomorrow, and I might play the over on that.
Let's see.
Maybe.
Who's he going against? Schwellenbach and Pavetta. That's what it is.
Yeah, maybe.
It's at 1:35 tomorrow.
One of them early ones, huh?
One of them early ones. He got to decide fast. 3 down. Ryan Feltner. 8 runs, 4 1/3. Justin Verlander, 4 runs in 5 innings. They did still win, though, over the Cardinals. So I got that one right, too, in the parlay of the day. Tylor Megill, though, not good. 4 earned, 5 runs. Welsh is right. I'm wrong. There you go. I hate everything.
Oh, I love that. Clip that.
Lift that. Injuries. Luis Ariz, day-to-day with a shoulder injury. Kyle Tucker, day-to-day, being diagnosed with the right shin contusion. Michael Conforto, activated from the IL. Blake Snell goes on the IL with the groin. Oh, man. Man, this groin is pulled, man. It's strained hard,
I need a massage.
Man, I am mimosa and a massage, bro. Man. Robert Gasser, this one I know upsets you. Elbow tightness and soreness. So he's getting a second opinion.
Yeah,
I wonder what that second opinion is going to be.
I know, the second opinion. I'm waiting. Give me the guy that got the second opinion. They're like, go get him, bud. You're doing great. You know, we just wanted to give you affirmations. It's not second opinions, affirmations.
You know, in Spaceballs when they're combing the desert.
Yeah. You found anything yet? Nope.
No, sir. No. The second opinion is of course it's Tommy John.
Yeah.
That's a second
found.
What are you, stupid?
They always find it, except they're combing the desert. They always find something. But Pat Murphy also made it out. He was just like, we're just going to make sure he's okay. And it's like, no, Pat, we know what the second opinions are. It's never good.
Yeah, come on. Let's go. Yeah. So Beef Curtains wants to know more about Edwin Diaz. We're not talking about Diaz today, okay? If you're trying to keep me in a good mood.
He's hurt. What is there to talk about? He's hurt.
He's hurt, yeah. So anyway, Trevor Williams also going to the IL. That happened right before the show, by the way.
That's okay. That explains, because it was pissing me off. I was doing all my bet stuff this morning, and all of a sudden, the Nationals and Mets just went off. And I was like,
went off the board,
what are we doing? Are we doing that? I hate, because sometimes it's like, if the bets are too strong. I'm like, what's happening here? There's no news. I didn't even hear what it was. It was Trevor Williams, because that was something I probably would have played the Nationals, maybe money line, but first 5, but now I'm not touching it. I saw who's taking over for him. Who was it? It was DJ Herz or Hertz. I don't know how you say it. H-E-R-Z. DJ Hertz. Yeah, DJ Hertz.
He was in the
AFL last year.
Well, he has 29 walks in 40 innings. So
he had a funny thing.
So, yikes.
I wonder if he does it today. Not that anybody is going to care about this, but he used to play with the Cubs. He was with the Nationals. Every game that he pitched in the AFL, he would walk out wearing a teammate's jersey. He would wear he didn't wear his jersey. He would put on someone else's jersey, go and work out in their jersey, and then he would put his own jersey on. He did that every single game in the AFL. I remember asking him, and I don't remember what the answer was. It was just a weird
up their jersey before they put it on.
I think that might have been what he said, like just sweating it up. Yeah, I know. It was really funny.
Look, it's Peterson and Herz today, or Hertz, or whatever it is. So maybe a 6, whatever, over. How about that? Can we just say over in that game today?
Yeah, probably 4.5 over.
36 innings, 29 walks. I know that the Mets are the Mets, but still, let's look for the over there today. John Means underwent his second Tommy John surgery. Is this the end of John Means?
This year, not like
No,
for
I mean
good.
just period. Like
No, I don't
2
think
Tommy
so.
Johns. Is that how many guys have come back from 2 Tommy Johns now? Like that's a short list.
Come on.
Come
Tommy
on,
John.
every other year get a Tommy John.
It's an oil change, Joe. It's just a second oil change.
Come on, what do you know? Every couple of
Getting
years,
his
you get Tommy
rotated.
John.
His tires rotated. He'll be fine.
You rotate your tires. You get Tommy John surgery. You cover the air conditioners. You take the covers off the air conditioner. It's things you do. Just a cycle of life. Things you do. Brendan Marsh goes on the IL, but David Dahl gets called up from AAA. He's 30 years old, Welsh.
He hit a homer.
30 years old now. And yes, that's what I want to talk about. Hit a homer yesterday. But at AAA, he was crushing it. 340, 416, 660 slash, 12 homers, 26 ribbies, 2 steals. What's gotten into David Dahl, and should we care?
No, I'm just not going to do this. I mean, David Dahl.
It could be fun in a deeper league. Come on.
You know what? Knock yourself out. Go ahead. I'm not going to do that.
Now I'm going to put him in the waiver wire video just for
It's a good environment. And David Dahl, it was, a former he's a great prospect with the Rockies. He's going to be somebody. They just continuous downtick. No, I don't. There's a lot of lineup protection and stuff, but someone I'm going to hold on to. Nah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Well,
sorry to.
It's a little depressing. I got to tell you, I was looking forward to you being excited about that, but it's all right. There's other things we can get excited about, like the best bets
of the day
with Joey P and the Welsh, brought to you, of course, by Bet365. Bet $5, get 150 in bonus bets when you use the promo code leading off at Bet365. So use the promo code at Bet365. And of course, Welsh, as we mentioned earlier, it's so important to use the tools at Betting Pros because you don't want to end up like this guy, a 4.3% winning percentage. That's terrible. Use the Betting Pros app. Don't get banned for life like Tucupita Marcano. Come on, use the tools, the prop bet cheat sheet, the prop bet analyzer, all the amazing tools. Sync your sports books for free. See, he could have sunk his sports books for free instead of sinking his future into the oblivion.
That graphic,
abyss, which is what he did.
I love that graphic because I think you forget sometimes, just how nasty Jeff Passan can be in the best way. Not
I love Jeff Passan.
There's no reason in the story. There's nothing that serves anybody to know that he had a 4% winning percentage. The shade that Passan threw on that, it's really magical. And it's something we should appreciate more to be able to get that information in a big old breaking story. You got to love Jeff Passan.
You got to love the Yankees today at home, -1.5 on the run line, +130 with Heel on the mound. Luis Heel, who's been so good against the Bailey Ober Minnesota Twins. Yeah, come on. Ober has not pitched well. This is not a good spot for him, I think, today against the Yankees, especially on the road. So give me the Yankees on the run line, -1.5 at plus money. Seth Lugo, it's a low number. I know these strikeout totals for Lugo have been very erratic. Sometimes you're getting 10, sometimes you're getting 3. But the numbers are 4.5, which I think is really reasonable considering the juice is +132.
Guardians,
so +132, I'm taking Seth Lugo. I don't care. I'm going with the Seth Lugo here. Yesterday, I said, damn the Torpedoes with the hot Milwaukee Brewers winning 8 of their last 10. I said Zack Wheeler was going to win, and he did. So Jack Flaherty's the other guy. We're also going to be careful here, but the trend line is good. Over 6.5 strikeouts for him, +120 today for Jack Flaherty, who's been fantastic of late. The run he's been on has been absolutely spectacular. So until that goes cold, we're just going to keep riding it all the way to Cashville, baby. Also, same game parlays today. Couldn't find anything I like. So instead, we're going to do a little mashup like we did yesterday. Dodgers and Pirates under. You got Glasnow and Jared Jones. I expect Jared Jones to bounce back. The number 7.5. I'm going to go under on the 7.5 here on the total for this game at -104. Give me the Yankees on the money line at -168 as well. You put them together, you get +212. So Welsh, those are my bets of the day. What do you have for the people?
What did you go? The way you've been talking, did you go 40-0 yesterday? What was it? You've been killing.
I will tell you exactly. You can follow me on bettingpros.com/Joe, but I'll tell you exactly here because you can track all your bets over at Betting Pros in case you didn't know that. And we are very public about that. When we suck, we say we suck. When we're great, we say we're great.
yeah, it's there to suck.
And when we Tucupino, we Tucupino hard. But I'll look for that. I'll pull that up here. I'm on a 2-day streak.
You Tucupita'd when you should have Marcano'd.
I should have, but in the last week, let's see here, 66% winning percentage, a 34% ROI. Let's go, baby, over the last week.
All right, nice. So good job. Well, I was 2-1 yesterday.
Over the last month, around the same 60% winning percentage, profit of 85 units there. So
yeah, that's the solid spot. I was 2-1 yesterday. That's the beginning of the comeback. So today, it's my number 2 bet. I'll just do it since you mentioned is your number 1. Also doing the Yankees -1.5 plus 120. Bailey Ober, he's been fine, not fantastic. Luis Gil has been absolutely incredible. Even when they told us that he wasn't going to go deeper into games, I think he ended up going 8 again. I mean, it's ridiculous. I want to bet the over strikeouts, but I'm not, because, we just don't know how they're going to go with it. But I do love the Yankees behind him and their offense. So 1.5 at plus money. Yeah, going to do that one as well. You mentioned the Dodgers. Well, trying to find different angles on it. I will tell you, I kind of actually like the Glass Now strikeouts in this one. It's really high at 7.5, but Pittsburgh, they've been striking out like crazy last 30 days. I think it's like 25% overall, which is one of the worst in baseball. So that's a play. But my actual play is I'm going to go Dodgers and Pittsburgh. Nerfy. We're going to play a Nerfy here for the funsies of it. No runs, Glass Now and Jared Jones. Jared Jones is the real tricky one here, coming right out the gates, going up against Betts and Ohtani and Freeman. He's going to come out slanging. I don't know if it's going to continue after that. So I'm going to take the Nerfy on the Dodgers and the Pirates.
I almost took that one myself. So
yeah, it's okay numbers. It's not great. And then the final one, he's been inconsistent, but I'm going to back George Kirby today, who's going up against the A's with one of the worst K percentages. Obviously, they can get to some guys, but Kirby's not going to be trying to blow anything past anybody. He's going to hit them with command and hit them with stuff. 5.5 strikeouts. It is -130. I'm going to take the over because it's the A's. So those are my 3 best bets of the day.
And make sure you place your wagers over at Bet365. And, of course, 18 or over in Kentucky. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Terms and conditions apply. Welsh, let's get to the home runs. The board I have here somewhere. Where is my board?
While you're doing that, let me make sure. Is Carlos here right now? While you're going to do yours. Carlos is
here, but Grizz is here. And Grizz is, I don't know if Grizz is just saying this like actual question, or if Grizz is trying to become the next guy to get roadhoused on the show, because it feels like, are you seriously suggesting Jared Jones, Joey P? Why? Because he had one bad start. Now all of a sudden, like, we throw away all the good work the kid's done all year. It sounds like you want to get roadhoused. If you want to get roadhoused, Grizz, we can have that. We can set that up for you. Just let us know.
This is a little Carlos Brandon Fott. And the reason, by the way, I asked Foddy. Carlos, and I'm going to just take this real quick. Carlos, you're going to pick my home run call for the day. So you just said Ohtani hit a home run. You tell me who is my home run call. But Jay Riz, a little Carlos-y with my Brandon Fott thing. I think he's testing you, Joe. I think you're getting tested on Jared Jones today.
Don't stand on the tracks when the train's coming through. Chris is saying no. I think that's the hard part. This is a problem with text messages and things like that. You just don't know exactly how the pieces are going to, you want to interpret something. So, okay. Because people know. I'm not going to show it because I promised Carlos I wouldn't show it today. But if you watch us on YouTube, and I know you have. All right, here is the home run board. I'm still at 17. Not too much movement there. Welsh, so you are taking Ohtani because that's who Carlos.
Well, now Carlos is saying McCutcheon. Carlos, who are you picking from? You say don't Welsh's home run and the name. Don't just say names with locks.
Yeah, say this is Welsh's home run call of the day. Yes. We're going to let you pick it here. While that's happening, I'm going to pick mine. It's Juan Soto. Ha ha ha. Let's go. At home, Bailey Ober. I don't care. I need to get to 18, maybe 19 if he gets 2 tonight. Well, Carlos, I don't care if there's a lot. The show's coming to an end. Pick one. Just got to make one decision. See, everyone thinks this is easy until they have to make a decision.
All right, Ohtani. We're going to give me Ohtani. We're going to give you a big name. Thank you, Carlos, for Ohtani and not McCutcheon. Thank you very much. Understood the assignment. Let's go.
All right, everybody. We'll be back again tomorrow to do it all again. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Don't get roadhoused.
For life.